When the wheels of Air Force One lifted up from Beijing on Friday, US President Trump was wrapping a three-day visit with many questions still outstanding about what exactly he and Chinese leader Xi Jinping had agreed to. Over the weekend, statements from both sides have started to demystify the outcomes of a meeting that was largely about resetting the tone between the world's top economies. A fractious try after a fractious year that drove both to the edge of decoupling.
Israeli forces have begun intercepting vessels from a Gaza-bound aid flotilla, according to organisers and video footage from onboard the boats. 250 miles from Gaza in international waters, Israel is preparing to attack the global Sumud flotilla, organisers said in a statement shared on social media on Monday, shortly before the interceptions began.
For decades, the Kamal Maula Mosque in Dar in central India's Madhya Pradesh state has been like a second home for 78-year-old Mohammad Rafiq. Rafiq has been the muezzin who calls Muslims to prayer at the mosque for 50 years. Before him, his grandfather Hafiz Naziruddin used to lead the prayers even before India gained independence from British colonial rule in 1947.
The Cleveland Cavaliers have gone on the road and played Game 7 of the Eastern Conference semi-finals like they'd been there before. That's because they had, and the experience paid off.
Brazilian forward Neymar has stirred up a storm with his recent on-field behaviour and comments as he looks to make a comeback to the national squad for the FIFA World Cup 2026. The 34-year-old has not represented his country since October 2023 and is in a race against time to prove his fitness before the tournament squad submission deadline.
Israel built 2 covert military outposts in Iraq's western desert in advance of the US-Israel war on Iran. The New York Times has reported, the Daily reported on Sunday, that Iraqi officials had identified 2 covert Israeli-operated bases in Iraq's western desert, citing an Iraqi official and a lawmaker. It said Israeli forces had been preparing to build one of the makeshift sites since late regional official, citing a regional official.
Karachi is set to witness the construction of Pakistan's tallest skyscraper after DHA City Karachi and ABS developers finalized an agreement for the development of Burj Quaid, an 82-story high-rise project planned within DHA City. The tower is expected to rise 941 feet into the skyline, making it the tallest building in the country once completed. The project will span nearly 6 acres and is expected to be completed within 6 years. Despite being considered Pakistan's educational hub, Punjab still has millions of children out of school, highlighting serious challenges in the province's education sector, according to government and international reports. Poverty, inflation, shortage of teachers, lack of basic facilities, and financial hardships faced by parents remain the main barriers to children's education.
The Directorate General of Immigration and Passports is preparing to launch a home delivery service for passports across Pakistan as part of its wider push to modernise public services. Director General Muhammad Ali Randhawa said the new facility will allow applicants to receive their passports at their doorstep after paying a nominal courier fee. The Directorate General of Immigration and Passports is set to introduce an AI-based chatbot to help applicants with passport-related information and services. Director General Muhammad Ali Randhawa said the chatbot will provide guidance on passport procedure steps. Applicants will also be able to use it to check the status of their passports after submission.
Pakistan hockey captain Ahmad Butt has shared an update on the national team's preparations for the upcoming 3rd and 4th phases of the FIH Pro League. Speaking during a media interaction, Ahmad said the training camp is progressing well, with all available players fully involved in preparations for the upcoming European assignments.
On a remote island in the Andaman Sea, bulldozers are tearing into pristine forests that are home to one of Earth's most isolated people. Part of India's ambition for a $9 billion megaport, airport and city designed to rival China's investments around the Indian Ocean, New Delhi's colossal project will be built on Great Nicobar Island, a site offering a naval presence far closer to Southeast Asia than India's mainland.
A Wall Street banker's explosive sexual harassment lawsuit against a female executive has triggered a torrent of salacious falsehoods muddying the waters, with AI-created deepfakes and memes fueling the frenzy. The social media storm erupted soon after the suit, packed with allegations of sexual abuse, coercion and racial harassment, was filed last month in a New York court by a former JP Morgan in a New York banker identified by US media as 35-year-old Chirayu Rana.
Sanam Said walked the red carpet in Cannes on Friday in custom-made Hussein Rehar, and everyone loved it. The ensemble was inspired by white peacocks, with her outfit incorporating Mukesh and Zardozi embroidery with mirrorwork, making Said shimmer in camera flashes like the star she is.
United States President Donald Trump has warned Iran that the clock is ticking to clinch a deal to end the war, as reports have emerged that Washington and Israel might be planning to carry out airstrikes on Iranian energy infrastructure. For Iran, the clock is ticking, and they better get moving fast or there won't be anything left of them. Trump wrote on his Truth Social platform, "Time is of the essence."
Drone strikes by Mali's army have killed at least 10 civilians as they prepared to celebrate a wedding in the central region of San, in another escalation of the conflict since armed groups launched a widespread coordinated assault late last month. Strikes on Sunday occurred during a security crisis after attacks on the military government's positions last month by fighters from the al-Qaeda-linked Jamaat Nusrat al-Islam wal-Muslim, JNM, and Tuareg separatists known as the Azawad Liberation Front, FLA.
Construction of bus stop sheds for Rawalpindi's expanding electric bus network is expected to finish within a week, paving the way for the launch of e-bus services at Marka Ihak Square, previously known as Kutchery Chowk. According to district administration officials, 6 bus bays are being developed in front of Fatima Jinnah Women University, the district court's main gate, Marka Ihak Monument, the police monument on Old Airport Road, the State Bank of Pakistan on the Mall, and Gymkhana on Rashid Minas Road.
Lenovo has launched the ThinkPad P14's Gen 7, updating its compact 14-inch workstation with AMD's latest Ryzen AI Pro processors, expanded memory options and an OLED display option with a 120Hz variable refresh rate. The laptop offers RAM options as high as a whopping 96GB.
More than 3,000 criminal cases registered in 2024 and 2025 remain under investigation in Islamabad as police have failed to submit challenges to courts within the required time frame, according to official documents. A report prepared on the directions of the Inspector General of Police, IGP, revealed that investigations into 374 cases are still pending across 5 police zones of the federal capital. Of these, 100 cases were registered in 2024, while 2,974 cases were lodged in 2025.
Pakistan will launch a week-long anti-polio campaign from Monday in 79 high-risk districts, aiming to vaccinate more than 19 million children against the crippling virus. The nationwide drive will continue until May 24, with over 160,000 polio workers taking part to ensure the campaign's successful implementation. Sindh Senior Minister Sharjeel Inam Memon has announced that Shara-e-Bhutto will be open to the public on May 23, Pakistan's People Party, PPP, Chairman Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, set to inaugurate the project. The announcement was made during Memon's visit to inspect ongoing work and review progress on the major road project.
The Foreign Office, foe on Monday, strongly condemned the drone attack on the United Arab Emirates nuclear power plant, saying that such reckless actions carry potentially catastrophic and irreversible consequences for human life, the environment and regional as well as global peace and security. A day ago, a drone strike had triggered a fire near Barak nuclear power plant in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. NINIT are reporting no injuries or impact on radiation levels, according to the UAE's Defence Ministry. The Pakistan Stock Exchange's PSX benchmark index continued over 2,000 bearish momentum on Monday as the market plunged by over 200 index, declined by 2,171.1 seeds points or 1.31% to stand at 163,424.91 points from the previous close of 1,566.7 points.
Peshawar Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Chief Minister Sohail Afridi on Monday sought Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif's intervention on an ongoing CNG crisis in his province, warning that the shortage was setting the stage for widespread agitation across KP. The province has been affected by a compressed natural gas, CNG, crisis since April, with several filling stations shut and millions of citizens struggling for affordable fuel. The situation has also negatively impacted the economic activity in the province.
The driver of a freight train involved in a fatal collision with a public bus in Bangkok has tested positive for drugs and been charged with reckless driving. Authorities say the collision, which happened at the Asok Din Dang railway crossing on Saturday afternoon, saw the train crash into a public bus that had come to a stop on the railway tracks.
Gaza City, Gaza, standing in a long queue under the beating sun, 14-year-old Muhammad al-Rubi was waiting to buy bread. But there was a strong chance that despite his patience, he would not get any. A flour and fuel shortage in recent weeks, brought on by Israeli restrictions on imports into Gaza, means that bakeries cannot produce as much bread as Palestinians in Gaza need.
Amid all the backstabbing and plotting in Britain's beleaguered Labour Party, one crucial fact can easily become lost in the twists and turns of the saga. Embattled Prime Minister Keir Starmer has not even faced a formal challenge to his leadership yet. Instead, he is facing a slow motion coup that could drag on for weeks, with no guarantee that the many Labour MPs who want him to be replaced as PM will succeed. In the meantime, Britain will be adrift in leadership limbo. Pakistan Cricket Board PCB chairman Mohsin Naqvi is unlikely to travel to India after reports claimed he had been invited to attend the Indian Premier League IPL 2026 final scheduled for May 31 in Ahmedabad. According to an international cricket news report, the invitation extended to Naqvi is related to upcoming International Cricket Council ICC meetings rather than the IPL final itself.
Two joint ventures have qualified for the financial bidding stage for the construction of Islamabad's first full-scale cricket stadium. Sources said the Capital Development Authority, CDA, has approved the technical bids submitted by two groups and will now move ahead with the next phase of the tendering process. The project is being planned in collaboration with the Pakistan Cricket Board, PCB. Pakistan's cellular mobile operators are running a large nationwide telecom network, but persistent power outages are affecting service availability across the country. Minister for Information Technology and Telecommunications Shaza Fatima Khawaja informed the National Assembly in a written reply. Operations Support Systems, OS, parameters showed average network availability at 98. 1% for Telenor, 97.6% for Ufanay and 96.86% for Zong. All remain slightly below the Pakistan Telecommunication Authority's required 99% threshold.